So I've got this Victorian overmantel mirror and I've got to get the paint off. Now there are two ways to remove the paint. You can dry strip or wet strip. Dry stripping is just getting something like a scalpel and literally just scraping the layers of paint off. Now I really enjoy doing that because I'm sad like that. I just enjoy that process. But nobody's going to pay me to dry strip this mirror because it would take weeks. It would take such a long time. So what we're doing is using paint stripper. Now there aren't too many layers of paint on this, so it shouldn't take too long. You want to make sure that your paint stripper is neutralised by water, and I'm going to be neutralising it with meths, because if I neutralise this frame with water, the water's going to soak into the compo and the gesso, and it's the enemy of this type of decoration. So the reason I'm using the meths, the methylated spirits, is that because of the alcohol content, it'll evaporate quickly, but it does the same job as water. So always make sure you have that water neutralising paint stripper. In the UK, you'd use something like nitromorphs. So I've already decanted it into a little glass jar. Make sure that you wear gloves, because if you get this on the skin, it really does burn. I've got some cotton wool to wipe it off. I've just got some little paint brushes. Also, toothbrushes are really useful to get in around the decoration. You don't want this to be sat on the surface for a long time, so I'm going to just work one section at a time, work it in, but I've got really fine compo detail along here. I just know that that's going to lift off. I can tell by the way it's cracking that it's not stuck down all the way, so unfortunately it's going to lift some of the decoration, but I'll put that to one side and keep it and then stick it back on later. So it's sort of little circular motions. What will also happen is this will tell me where the water gilding is and the oil gilding is. From my 20 years now, I know exactly where it's going to be, but if you're new to this, what happens is the paint stripper will remove all the oil gilding, so you'll have nothing left except the yellow bowl underneath, and the water gilding will remain. So what I suspect is that these top bars, maybe these scoops, something like this top edge here possibly would be water gilded, but it's had a top at some point, so it might not have been. These eggs should be water gilded, but you'll notice that the stripping, you'll start to see the colours of the bowl, and that means that anything that's yellow is going to be oil gilded, and any other colour, this one is Victorian so it should be pink and black, that is then where your water gilding is. There's always a reason why things are painted, and it's usually because the water gilding is worn. So although the paint stripper won't remove the water gilding, you usually can't save it because it's too worn. But there's always occasions where it surprises me, and I do have some nice water gilding under here. Right, it's starting to bubble a little bit now. So one thing I do like to use is one of these little modelling tools, stainless steel modelling tools. And as you can see, it's really starting to bubble and lift. There aren't too many layers on here, so what I sometimes do when it's this detailed is just use the little tool. So you can see there's the brown, that was gold paint and it's oxidised and gone brown. Then there's a sort of a whitish colour underneath that, grey, whitey, bluey colour, and there's gold underneath there. Now unfortunately I think we'll lose that gold. The other way of doing it is to just wipe your cotton wool, but you do get a lot of cotton wool residue left. This will take quite a few passes, of the paint stripper. You never get it out all in one go. The beauty about using the tool is, and I often see this on mirrors that people have stripped, is that they don't get into all the detail. They just leave the paint in the detail because they find it hard to get out. As you see, if you brush along there, it leaves it in all the holes, so you just come along and it's really soft, so you can just fettle it out. I know that's fiddly and time consuming, but you've got to think that you're going to be putting your gold and your bowl and everything on top, and you don't want that paint in there to be interfering with that layering system. So you want as much paint as possible, i.e. all of it, out. And this is why I do one section at a time and don't put the paint stripper on everything, because you don't want to soak the whole thing, because you haven't got time to go round quickly, because as you can see it's quite time consuming. It's quicker than dry stripping though, and still got some satisfaction in it. Right, what I'm going to do is try and lift some with the toothbrush. So a bit more paint stripper on there. Toothbrushes are really nice for this sort of decoration because they sort of have that flex and they're soft, aren't they? They're designed to be soft on your gums, so they're automatically soft on this decoration. And when you've got this fiddly decoration, it's this is perfect. These are, as you can see, used toothbrushes. So they do get a second life after I've used them. I got a bit lifted there. Okay, let's save that. These balls are where you often see paint that hasn't been removed, and that's where this really does come in handy. Right, so we're now on the second lot of paint stripper. I'm just working it in now with the toothbrush, but really gently, because I am loosening up quite a bit of this decoration, which is a bit annoying. I knew it was going to happen, but it is still annoying. You start to see the bowl coming through now, and the water gilding. And this attention to detail is the difference between a bad restoration and a good restoration. You want to see all the detail of the decoration, and you don't if you leave paint in there. Right, so this second going over is really trying to get a lot of this last bit of paint out. Then I'll go over it one more time and then neutralize it, and that should be perfect then. You can see that the oil gilding is now all but gone, and this water gilding is still here. That's quite nice. But as you can see on this side, it's really worn. You can see the black and a bit of the pink. And this is how I learnt where to water gild and where to oil gild. Stripping mirrors like this and just seeing where the water gilding is, which it's always on these top edges, scoops, flat bits like that. Anything highly decorated like this is always going to be oil gilding. So there aren't books that can tell you this sort of information. You've just got to get on with the job, I suppose, and observe what's going on with every frame, and you soon learn where naturally you want to water gild. Right, so we've now had 2 passes of the paint stripper. I'm going to come in with a third just to get the last bits out. The top's not too bad, but this side, there's still quite a bit in there. That's taken about an hour and a half to do those 2 passes, because that is really fiddly. And you can see that I've had lots of little bits of decoration. I've just placed them on the edge there. They've all come off as I've been working. So I'm going to now go over a third time, and hopefully that's all it'll need. This edge might need a 4th go, but hopefully not. So you can see by the way the paint stripper's changing colour from something that's clear to dark, that it's still got paint that it's taking off, and that's why, even though it looks sort of okay, you come along with another pass, because even picking it out you can't get everything. So all these little balls of cotton wool have come from this jar, which has been from water gilding. When I'm pressing down my water gilding, I save all the tatty bits of cotton wool because they're perfect for doing this. I've also got the new cotton wool, but if I can get rid of this cotton wool in this jar, it's had a second use, so I feel a bit happier about that. Right, so I'm going to come in with some methylated spirits, and this will neutralise any paint stripper that's left on here, but also just lift those last tiny bits that I haven't quite got with the 3rd pass. Right, so there we go, one section completed. I've neutralised it. So I've just got the rest of the frame to do. But I think that's been about 3 hours to fully get all the paint off. It wouldn't normally take that long if it hadn't have been for this really fine decoration. And you can see how many losses there's been. I'm going to have to go and neutralise all these tiny little bits as well. Make sure all those little bits have the paint stripper off, because I'm going to save those and glue them back on. So all the paint's now off. That has taken actually 10 hours. That was a lot. I'd expect something this size to be sort of 5 to 6 hours maybe. It's mostly because of all this decoration here. Trying to get all the paint out of that was actually quite tedious, but it needed doing, and I'm pleased that I've got it done. As you can see, that plastic medallion has now come off, so I've got to work out what goes there. I have bits of decoration missing, so I'm going to have to take some moulds. That there is because there was probably a cartouche or something on the top. You can also see here, tiny little pin at the top there. That would have held some sort of scroll work. You can see where the water gilding is, along this bar here and down here. That's quite nice there, I'll probably keep that. But down here, you can see there are different colours going on, and that's because that acid yellow is actually a restoration. So this has been gilded before, and they haven't sanded anything back, they've just gone over the original layer. So you shouldn't have anything under that yellow. So that pink shouldn't be under that yellow, which it is. The original yellow is that bit, then you've got the pink, and then you've got this restoration on top. So that there is original, and all that is on top of it. So I'm going to sand all that back and get back to the original layer. It's created a problem here because it's filled in, that acid yellow bowl has sort of filled in this decoration, so I have quite a bit to replace. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick this one section out, make it all nice and crisp, mould that, and then I can replace all this bottom edge. Anyway, I hope that was useful for you. So now if you see a mirror that's painted over, you know what to do. Just put in 10 hours.